So what are some of the things that were gotten rid of previously? Let's go ahead and take a look, see. I know that one thing that was gotten rid of were the grid lines. So I'm going to remove those too. I know that at the end of the day, the example that we're going for, we're going to be using callouts instead, which means being able to see its journey to the y-axis isn't as important. We have another way that we're representing the y-axis, so we're fine. So I'm going to click on the grid lines inside of my chart. And the moment I do this, these blue dots appear, the radio dots. That's perfect. That's what I wanted, because what am I going to do next? And delete. Oh no! Don't worry, we're fine. We're doing just fine. Don't worry. This hurts me far more than it hurts you. No, it doesn't. Next, let's take a look. So we've removed the grid lines. At this point, we could also clean up our axis. And for us, there's not a lot to clean up. The labels are pretty straightforward. But as I said, I know that the axis, the y-axis, is going to be handled in a very different way coming into the final. So here we go. Ah, it's gone. You guys are probably like, when Jeffrey's done, there won't be anything left. It'll just be a blank screen. You're right. Then I'll just add more stuff back onto it. It's all in art, right? So now the next question you should be asking yourself is the legend. Well, there it is, before and after. That's exciting. Ready? Here we go. Be bold. Click. All right, I see a chat has popped through. Let me take a look. Have 2 lines, 1 blue, 1 red. We will be addressing color tomorrow. For now, we're just leaving it the way it is because we're only in a subtractive process. We're not in an additive process. Trust me, Josh, we will address color. We are going to address the blue and the red. This is not going to stand. Not by a long shot, not in the slightest. Now, in order to move the legend to the appropriate places, because again, I have kind of a notion of where they're going, what we will be comparing is the kind of interested and the excited after to OKs before. That's what we're kind of driving to. We're driving this comparison of what happened before and after, before in the OK group to after and kind of interested and excited. That's what we're driving to. So I'm going to need a place to put after next to my last bar and before next to OK. Right now, there's nowhere to put it for excited because it currently fills the entire area. So click into the white space near a bar, but don't click on the bar. This will select the plot area. Then I'm going to shrink down the plot area just a smidge, because again, I kind of know where I'm headed. I know that I'm going to have titles and something underneath. Like I know there's some changes coming. So as a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and raise this up a little bit because Jeffrey has seen the future. I've seen the future and I'm trying to do you a solid. So now this is what I have. I shrunk the plot area and just moved it up a little bit. That's it. But I've left myself a nice big white space because remember, white space is a huge part of art. Negative space is just as important as positive space. So now we have to bring in part of the legend. How are we going to do that? Well, the legend's gone, so we are going to be using insert text box. And then we just have to kind of guess and click. Ta-da! And I'm going to go to drawing tools format just so I can see my options. Neat. Now it's time to type, and all we're going to type is one thing. After. Pretty straightforward, right? Remember, we'll get to the additive process tomorrow. We'll talk about sizing, color, and all that. We are going to go ahead and align it to the color that's currently on screen as the after group, as much as it pains me to do so. So that's just making sure you go to your text fill while the text box is selected and choosing A. I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate it. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other. But to do this, I'm going to do a duplication. I actually already did it. Let me show you again. So while the text box of after is selected, I do Control D So Control Delta. And if you do that, it is a copy and paste action all in one move. You don't have to do Control C, Control V. You can just do Control D and you're done. So now I'm going to move that over because I know OK is going to become kind of the champion of the before group. And we're going to make some minor adjustments. So we're going to give similarity to its color set. And we are going to give proximity. So for this, I know that I don't want the text box to be left aligned. I want it to be right aligned. So I'm going to come back to home and I'm going to select a right alignment. And that's it. Oh, that's right. I have to change the text. It's before. Before you stop, make sure you change it to before.